Hey guys, Rebel95 recording live from your local county prison cell. Some of you might recognize this as prison cell location 1. If you do, I feel very bad for you for watching me long enough to know that. So this fight that I'm gonna be doing now is one that I'd been thinking over. I've actually been really excited to do, and I this would be a stupid fight. Not as in it's not bad, not good or anything, but it's just like this fight would be, between two kind of silly characters, but I really hope it happens. This is Makoto Nanaya from Blaze Blue and Squirrel Girl from Marvel. Um the theme of the fight obviously being that they're both squirrel girls, one being named Squirrel Girl. Um, so this fight's actually. At first, I was like, well, Blaze Blue level of power, and then Squirrel Girl, well, obviously. Well, then I looked into it and I found out that Squirrel Girl is actually a lot. She's. Her reputation makes her a lot more susceptible to, people joking around about her. And it that leads people to think she's just a girl, like people used to say about Aquaman. She just talks to squirrels. But no, she is legitimately superhuman. So I'm gonna start with her. So having similarly to similarly to Peter Parker having the proportionate strength of a spider, she has the proportionate. I don't know if she's ever displayed proportionate strength, but she has the proportionate speed and agility and reflexes of a squirrel. This makes her able to jump several stories. This makes her able to um this makes her able to, like, evade attacks from other superhuman opponents. This allows her to do some crazy stuff. She's actually I think she's like I think she's like faster than something about like faster than Iron Man's sensors can detect. Not that like he can't detect her, but like he can't lock onto her with like missiles and stuff. Something like that. I forget. I think there was something like that. Um, she also has these retractable claws that allow her to cut through trees and things like that. That's how strong they are, and she's able. And she has a prehensile tail that doesn't really do anything, but I think it said something about. I think it was something about her balance. She's capable. I believe she has night vision. Um, she's got all these cool things, but I'm going to save part of the analysis of both of these characters for last. Next, we're gonna go into Makoto. So she is a beast man or beastkin in her case. She's obviously not a man. Where in the Blaze Blue universe they are half human, half animal. In her case, a squirrel, obviously. Um, this makes her, again, gives her superhuman levels of speed, strength, agility. Um, she is, and she also has a prehensile tail, which was strong enough to cushion what would have been a lethal fall for both her, for not only her, but also for Noelle, and I forget the third person. But she had two people. She caught them and landed on her tail, and her tail broke the fall, essentially. So it's strong enough to break a lethal fall, which would be over 40 feet for most people. Um, with two people landing on top of it. She's actually able to punch you with her tail, as that's one of her grabs in the game, and she's also able to like generate energy hands. So I forget what that exactly is, but she can like summon giant like she like punches and then like a giant energy hand follows her punch. It's weird. Um she carries around Tonfa, which allow her to, obviously would allow her to block and increase her striking power. Um so yeah, base level analysis there. Both these characters seem pretty even, but there are some specific feats with both of these characters that are up for discussion. Makoto's astral finish is her punching her opponent into space, into the moon. They hit the moon so hard that a giant imprint of her fist is seen on the moon's surface right before it breaks. Now, that's Makoto. Squirrel Girl, in her in what is considered her canon Marvel comic book series, Invincible Squirrel Girl, and in some cases outside of it, she has literally defeated the most powerful Marvel characters in the Marvel Universe. Indisputably, she has beaten Deadpool, Wolverine, Doctor Doom. She has defeated all three of them fairly in canon, right? The questionable feats are her beating. Oh, I think she also beat the Juggernaut fairly, but her beating Magneto, Ultron, the Mandarin, Fing Fang Foom, Thanos, Galactus. All of these being one shots, by the way, not like fights, but one shotting these characters. In the case of Thanos, the Watcher was watching and confirmed with her that this was, in fact, Thanos. Not a clone or, an illusion or construct or an android, but the one true Thanos. So, there's an interesting way we can go about this. We can do a base level analysis and just have two squirrel people fight each other. Or we can include Makoto's astral finish, which, involves her punching a person through the moon, despite her not showing that level of strength at any other point in the series, which sounds ridiculous. But if we include that, it's only fair that we include Squirrel Girl's feats and accomplishments as part of her actual abilities. If she's able to one-shot Thanos, fairly, by the way, not using like some anti-Thanos gun or something, no. She's able to punch Thanos and one-shot him in a canon comic book series. We should consider that is how strong she is. And considering how, you look at Thanos Dark, considering he's able to lift an part of the Galactus engine, which is heavier than the Earth, we would account for that in Squirrel Girl strength. So, taking that in consideration, I believe that both of these characters are very similar. Um, so no, neither one has a specific advantage or disadvantage over the other. Neither one has any counter to the other. So this is measured simply by metric. If we can, it would be too close to call. I would want Makoto to win, by the way, but it would be too close to call without, the feats. But taking the feats into consideration, punching somebody through a moon is, obviously crazy, but I would argue that able to one shot Thanos, one shot Galactus, one shot all of these insane Marvel characters, I would consider that to be probably more impressive. I would think that would require, considering what we've seen happen to Thanos, I would say that that requires more physical strength than Makoto showed. As well as I think Squirrel probably naturally has the agility advantage if she's able to jump. I mean, we've seen Makoto survive a 40-foot drop, but we've seen Squirrel Girl jump over 40 feet. Which I think would probably give Makoto a durability advantage, but it would give Squirrel Girl a agility advantage. So I guess that would kind of even out. But like, yeah, I would. If we're taking into consideration feats, which I hope we would be, I would say that Squirrel Girl wins this. But yeah, I really wanted to get this fight out of the way because of that specific reason. Because it's kind of stupid. That's what I mean by it's a stupid fight. Not because it's a bad fight or anything, but A, they're both kind of stupid characters, and B, when you put that level of ridiculous into it, it's going to be a really fun fight to do. So I hope this happens at some point down the line. But until then, for Blingen 95, see ya.